What's good? Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Sutton. I'm an indie author of 11 sweet romance books. I gotta really think every time I get to that intro because I'm like, hang on, how many books did I publish again? And today we are talking all about my December goals. This is the only Christmas mug that I brought over from my apartment, but it is the cutest. So, welcome to December. It feels like it's been a hot minute since I have sat down and talked to the camera like this. Like, it does feel very, very strange. But we're just gonna embrace the strange. We're gonna embrace the weird and talk about our goals. Before we hop into today's video, let me know down below how your November went on a scale of 1 to 10. What would you rate the overall month of November? Personally, it was a very busy month for me. I moved, hence the new background, and kind of just getting settled, getting everything in order for my most productive month yet of the year, December. Spoiler alert for my goals. So I think I would probably rate it a 8. It was a pretty good month. Let me know what your month is down below. And without further ado, let's get started. If you've been following me for a while, you will know 2024 was a bad year. We'll recap the crappiness in a different video when I talk about 2024 goals moving into 2025. That's a different video, but today we're talking about the whole year sucked in terms of productivity. Since I moved out, I have been my least productive self ever. You would have thought a girl living on her own, I would have been my peak productive self. I would have been peak Sarah Sutton. I would have done all the things, written all the books. No. Since moving out, my productivity tanked. I can't fully blame that on my space. What I could really blame it on is my lack of routines. I went from having a job to being a full-time author. I think that happened in August, and then I moved out in January. So I had that little stretch of time where I was just working my butt off, just writing and stuff. And then I moved into a new spot where I also had to establish new routines of cleaning, of other things that come with living on your own. Doing your laundry, but that kind of falls into the cleaning. You know what I'm trying to say. And I didn't establish routines, and I just floundered, and I floundered for a while until I realized I cannot do this anymore. I cannot keep living my life like this. I'm rambling. This is why we don't do sit down videos, guys, because I just ramble. So anyway, rewind back to December, or fast forward to December. Routines are vital when it comes to working from home. Like, you cannot work from home, wake up and think, what do I feel like doing today? Because that's not how life works. That's not how a job works. You don't just like decide, do I feel like working today? Do I feel like going into the office today? You don't get to make that choice. You have to go to the office. However, me, who was not good at holding herself accountable, my answer to that question, do I feel like working today, was most often no. Going into December, I am planning to be much more intentional, setting goals, trying to achieve those goals, setting routines, trying to nail those routines every day, trying out new routines. So hopefully it works well for us. Let's hop into those goals, shall we? Goal number 1, read 2 books in the month of December. I have 4 books on my shelf that I'm looking at that I have not read. I've had them for over a year, haven't read them. And I'm sure there's plenty other more on that bookshelf that I have not read yet. Can I share with you something for a second? Something super secret that I know is bad. Come close. I haven't read a single book this year. To preface, I do client work, so I read authors' manuscripts for work all the time. And so by the time I'm reading 5 manuscripts a week, I don't feel like reading for pleasure. And the few times that I try, my editing brain just automatically switches on and I can't read for pleasure because I'm like trained to read for critiquing. You know, I also say I haven't read a book this year. I don't think I have. I think I tried to read one and I didn't enjoy it, so I stopped. If I read your book and I forgot, I'm so sorry. But like, don't feel too bad because my memory is absolute garbage. As an author, you can't not read books. And quite honestly, the books that I have for my client work are very rarely sweet romance of the young adult or new adult variety. So it's not like they're books that are putting me in the space of sweet romance realms, you know? I'm not reading a mystery book and feeling like my creative well is refilled. And as a writer, it's really important to consume literature, you know, just to keep yourself fresh, keep your mind still in that headspace of words, sentence structure, that sort of thing. Not in a critiquing way, but in a consuming to glean inspiration and all the good vibes off of kind of way. Goal: 2 books this month. I haven't picked them out yet. Like I said, I have 4 waiting for me. 1 was a gift from Autumn Ashley. I'm so sorry I haven't gotten to that book yet. So I think that one, I want to do that one for sure. But I have 3 other ones that I'm kind of going, actually I have 4. The one that, another one is not up there. I've been wanting to read it for a while. So I probably will do a poll on my Instagram stories if you guys wanted to go over there and vote. So be sure you are following me over on Instagram, Sarah Sutton Books. And if you're coming to me from YouTube, comment a purple heart on my most recent post. That is goal number 1, read 2 books. Goal number 2, host 3 live streams. Who misses the Sarah Sutton live streams? Me. I used to do live streams, believe it or not, twice a week, every single week. And then it dropped down to once a week, every single week. And I actually stopped doing live streams just because I had begun feeling so overwhelmed and like life had just gotten a little bit busier. I stopped doing live streams and I just never picked them back up. However, I was sitting down one day and I'm thinking, okay, I used to be super productive. What happened to that? Like, what was I doing back then that was so productive? Live streams is on the list. I do live streams for Patreon about twice a month probably, and I do find myself being more productive when I sit down on Patreon and I'm working because like I have other people holding me accountable. We have a time frame that we sprint for. So I just kind of feel more like, okay, I've got to sit down, I've got to write, I've got to be productive. And so I feel like hosting those live streams more, or again, is going to help me in that productive realm, creating a productive feeling within me every time we have a live stream. I posted a writing sprint schedule on my community tab, I believe yesterday. So if you missed that, go over to my community tab and check out the live stream schedule. It's going to be 3 Tuesdays this month. I don't remember the dates, but they're on there somewhere. And then I'm also going to be on Autumn Ashley's channel for 1 Tuesday this month. I believe that is the 17th at 10 a.m. Going hand in hand with sprinting more is I want to write 15,000 words each week. Oh, saying that out loud. Coffee's cold. Back in January, I did a writing challenge where I challenged myself to write 20,000 words each week for the month of January, the whole month of January, and the goal was to have 80,000 words by the end of the month. I didn't achieve that goal. However, I did write a lot. I was my most productive self when I set word count goals. And I don't really know why I stopped setting word count goals. I think for a while I was telling myself, oh, my word count goals like encouraged me to just write words just to get words, to have more words. Like, I wasn't writing anything of substance. I was just writing nonsense. Okay, well, Sarah, at least you're still writing. I feel like even if I were to write things I could cut eventually, like all words kind of propel you forward in the story. Whether that be you're understanding plot better as you write a scene that's going to get cut, or whether you're understanding characters better if you're writing a scene that is going to get cut. You are still in your story world. Your brain's still working in that world and like you're getting words down. I feel like even if they get cut, it's better than to not write at all. Because I was the kind of person I'm like, I can't write. I don't know what to write. Sarah, just sit down and write. Sit down and write. So that's why we have a word count goal of 15,000 words every week in December. It's sort of a flexible goal. Like, I'm not doing a per day word count hoping for, mostly because I am going to be talking about that in the fifth point. I don't want to set a daily word count because my schedule is going to be changing every day, but a weekly word count where I can, write a lot one day, maybe not write anything the next day, and it all kind of averages out to 15,000 words. So that's goal number 3. The 4th goal, super easy one, drink more water. So we don't have ice here. We didn't have an ice maker here. And so I was just and for me, I have to have water with ice and I have to have my bubblies with ice. And my parents used their ice, like the trays, for their own waters. And there wasn't really a tray that would fit for me in the fridge upstairs when I first moved in. Now I've got a fridge. Now I've got an ice maker. But what I'm saying is I was not drinking any water and I was drinking just soda, and I just kind of want to go back to drinking more water, but I want to be intentional with my water intake because I feel like I'm not, and I think I never really have been intentional with my water intake, but it's something that I want to make sure that I'm drinking like 3 of my little water bottle refills every day and just making sure I am hydrated. Kind of like a random goal for December thrown in there with the productivity, I suppose, but I feel like when I drink water, I am healthier and I feel more motivated to eat healthier. It's kind of strange how that goes hand in hand for me. Like, kind of drinking a lot of water is the first step to, like, okay, I'm hydrating my body, I'm doing it that healthy, I might as well do the other healthy steps as well. But I can't just eat healthy. I have to start with the water. Is that weird? But like I said, it's kind of random in the scheme of writing and productivity, but it's a goal I have. And the final 5th goal that I have for December is to establish a routine that I can move into 2025 with. This month, I'm going to be trying out some different routines, seeing what work well for me, seeing what like morphs and evolves. For the first week, I do have a routine set that I want to try where I break up all of the tasks that I have, group them together, and do them for individual days. Perhaps Tuesday is a writing day because I have those live streams on Tuesday. Maybe Wednesday is a full client work day where I work on as many client works as possible. Maybe Thursday is a batching social media content day. That way I'm not doing a little bit of everything every single day, because I feel like that's an easy way to lose track of how much you're actually doing, and that's what I was doing back when I lived at my apartment. I would do a lot of different things every day, and they might be like small 5-minute tasks, but since I was doing so many of them, I'm like, oh man, I'm so productive. And then you add it all together and you realize, I've only worked for an hour today. Can't do that. So for week 1, I'm going to be trying grouping all those little tasks together and then seeing how long each of those little tasks take. And I say little tasks. For the social media batching, what I would do is I'd create the content, edit the content, and then draft it in my drafts and stuff. See how long all 3 of those tasks take me for a day and see if it adds up to a, full-time work day. We'll see how it works. We'll see how it goes. I'll be vlogging it, so I'll have a vlog where I have like testing the whole routine out. Just keep an eye out. But what I really want is to find a routine that works for me, that I can kind of like feel good about, feel productive with, and not overwhelmed with, so I can move into 2025 with a strong mindset of, okay, this routine works for me, I'm sticking to it, because in 2025, I want to be my most productive self yet. My word for the year for 2024 was intentional, and I have been anything but intentional this year, but I still have 1 month to turn it all around. So instead of letting this month, waste away and do nothing, I'm gonna be intentional and make the most of it. I also plan to upload twice a week, Mondays and Fridays, going back to my old uploading schedule, so fingers crossed it all goes well. It's going to go well. We are going to be intentional about it. So come along with me on this journey. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comments down below, what are some of your goals for December? What is your top goal for the December? What is one thing you want to achieve before the year is out? And whether or not you're looking forward to content in December, because I'm really looking forward to content in December. I think it's gonna be so fun. I think we are going to have a really, really great time, and I'm excited to see how it goes. I almost said I'm excited to see if I can stick with this. I'm going to. I'm going to be intentional, and we are going to make December rock. I'm Sarah Sutton. I'm an indie author of 11 sweet romance books, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!